Hi. Sorry about the low quality, the shitty quality, as I don't have my glorious mics with me. I'm just recording this through my laptop microphone. But I just wanted to say, have a very, very happy New Year and a Christmas, Merry Christmas as well. I'm recording this on Christmas, just a few hours past. Oh, actually. I really would like to wish everyone a great year ahead for next year, and hopefully you've had a great year listening to us along the way. And if you haven't, go back and watch it, and if you don't want to, that's fine, but seriously, you should. I reckon we've gone a long way between the first episode and the 15th right now that's already up. We've done 16 and 17 also, which will be up very soon. If you can't wait and really want to watch the video live stream of it with raw audio, you can check out the Kickstand Facebook page. I always say group for some reason, and I did it right this time. The Kickstand Facebook page, which is Kickstand Podcast. I think I don't think it's called anything else. Yeah, just look up Kickstand Podcast, and it says a Street Riders Podcast, I think. And yeah, you can check out all the videos there. Check out any updates. I will go ahead and mention, if you go to the store of www.streetriders.com.au, you can click onto the store, and when you're checking out, you can actually put in the offer code Kickstand 2016. That's all one word or one block and no spaces, as in, and all caps as well, and you can get 10% off and a free sticker. So you can even just buy a sticker and then just get another free sticker and 10% off. I think that's like 40 cents. Bargain. So yeah, I'm not actually trying to sell anything here. I don't know why I'm mentioning this, but I'm mentioning it so that if you want to grab some oil for the summer, if you want to grab any of the Kevlar hoodies, I'm happy to help you out. I don't actually know. It's kind of complicated how that works, but I don't really get any money for it. I'm just really happy to help people out. That sounds very narcissistic, but it's kind of true. It is my birthday today, actually. Good Christmas Day. And thank you to everyone that knows that, from the people that watch and has messaged me privately on the page. Thank you. And for people that didn't know, well, there you go. This year's been very interesting, because we started off with this and didn't really know where it's going. We started off super technical, not technical, but super like strict on what we talk about. And just overall kind of we wanted it to be semi-scripted, if you get what I mean. But as time progressed, we started to do that less and less, and I think I like where that's going, because it's fun to talk about bikes, and it's fun to talk about bikes with people especially, and hear about their stories and what they think of subjects regarding the bike life. But it's also fun to go on weird tangents where nothing makes sense, and I really enjoy those. So I think I'm gonna keep going. I think I'm gonna keep doing that, and maybe get even a bit weirder, but still kind of keep it bike related, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to get more credible guests, and that sounds bad, and it is, because I'm trying to get guests that not only I would know and that I respect, but people that you would know and you would respect their opinion as well. Like, I'm saying you as in the listener who doesn't really know who we are, that's just kind of jumping in on it. And I want people to find this podcast not just because, oh yeah, it's a bunch of people talking shit, but it's like, oh, there's a guy that I know of, that I want to hear him talk about a specific bike related or even non-bike related stuff. And I want people to find a podcast like that, not because of promotion. I mean, yeah, that is promotion, but at the same time, it's sort of more meaningful like that, and that's what I want. Other than that, a little update. I don't really have an update, but in terms of an update, there's no update. I am on holidays for a while, so no episodes will be out for about a month. So I won't be recording anything, but I will upload 16 and 17 onto the SoundCloud. I think I've already mentioned that. In terms of any things that are going on, we will keep going with the video component. There's no video component of this. I'm not going to film myself sitting in front of my computer. But yeah, I just hope everyone out there is having a very Merry Christmas. And yeah, did you know that Christmas is like a religious holiday? You might be saying duh, but did you really know that? Because I don't think many people realize that anymore, or even they know it, but they don't really act like it. It's just like, no one knows why it's called Christmas. Well, not many, if any. Like Christ Mass. Like, do you even know what that means? It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, do you know? Well, I don't, but it's sure not about reindeer and fat guys or fat guy, just one guy, I think, in red clothing and white robes and shit. I don't know. I'm getting off topic, but fuck it. I'm gonna talk about Christmas. So, Christmas is probably the best time of the year to sell your bike. Not buy a bike, sell a bike, because well, based on my experience, I've only been watching this kind of trend for 4 years so far, so I have a little bit of data, but maybe it's gotten better or not as good from 10 years ago. You never know. But selling your bike around Christmas is really good, like in terms of price, because and in terms of like how quickly it sells, because generally more people are wanting to buy a bike and they're willing to pay more for it because they want it now, sort of, and it's summer and they're motivated. And I'm talking in Australia. In America it's like the opposite, but maybe because you're kind of gifting shit, I don't know. But in terms of Australia, like, man, you want to sell your bike, wait till Christmas, or it is Christmas, sell your bike. But please don't sell it. Go ride it. Unless you really have to sell it, then okay, I'll be okay. I won't cry, just a little bit. The best time to buy a bike would obviously be midwinter, or like kind of when winter's finishing up, because they have these like clearance sales between, it's cold weather, no one really wants to ride, they're trying to get rid of like the year's bikes to get new ones in soon, so they have like clearances. Like I know Suzuki does, I know MV Agusta does, I know like Yamaha and Kawasaki probably do, I know Kawasaki does actually, yeah, definitely. And you can get a bargain, and even private sales, like, secondhand, you can get very cheap bikes compared to like, season prices, where it's like, fuck you, buy my MC22 for 7k or fuck off, that kind of stuff. But in winter, no bullshit. It's like, alright, what is it worth? I'm not stressed about getting it right now. They know you're not stressed about getting it right now. It's cold. Maybe you are kind of keen, but it's not presumed. So prices are generally fairer, and there's less people trying to buy bikes at the same time, because they're not as motivated for it. Like, I'll wait for summer, and you get to sort of think about it longer, because sometimes you find a bike and you're like, this is sick, I want to buy this now. And then some other guy comes along and he's like, I want to buy it too. And the seller's like, I've got a guy buying it. And okay, most of the time it's bullshit. They're just trying to get you to hurry up. But in summer, it is kind of true. There's a lot of people asking, betting against you. Like, not betting, bidding against you. They're like, it's advertised for 5. And you're like, I'll give you 4.5. And he's like, but this guy offered me 5.5. And you're like, well, one, you could be full of shit, and two, if he's not full of shit and there is a guy offering 5.5, I don't want to pay 5.5, but I really want this bike. Fuck. So you end up like letting it go for some dumb cunt who paid 5.5 instead of you just paying 4.5, and then now you don't have a bike and now you have to live on the street because you are depressed from not riding. Ever. If it's your first bike, you're depressed already. I think everyone's depressed, like, period, until they ride a bike. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're born and you're just born depressed. Like, you're happy and crying and shit, but you're depressed. And then you grow up and you're a kid, and then the only time you're truly happy is when you see a bike go past, and then your mum just goes, "Don't look over there, Jimmy. You'll get influenced by them bikies." And then, you know, you're like, maybe I will. And then you're feeling this, like, sense of disdain in your life around the age of 14, where you're old enough to ride a bike, but not legally. You know, like a small bike would be okay for you. You could probably learn and ride it safely. But you're just depressed because you can't, and it's so far away. 18 seems so far away from 14 when you are 14. It's intense. It feels like the distance between 20 and death. Like, it's ages away. At the same time, it's not. If you're 78, I'm sorry, you've only got 6 months left. But if you're not, it just feels like ages, and you're 14 and you're depressed. You've been depressed your whole life. You don't know why. You just feel sadness. People are talking to you. Girls are messaging you, and you're like, I don't feel like it. I've got this empty space in my heart that I need to fill with lots of piston seal smoke on my MC22, and you don't even know it. You don't actually know that you're gonna buy an MC22 one day, rev it to 20k, hear some fucked up like banging noise, and then smoke coming out of the exhaust, and then inhaling that exhaust, and that exhaust going straight, or that exhaust fume from your piston ring just blowing out. Those fumes go straight to your heart and fill that deep, deep hole that you've been trying to fill your whole life. And until that does, and you feel this overwhelming sense of satisfaction and orgasm, and then going back to your house and fixing your MC22 for the millionth time, until you experience that, you don't know what you need until, you know, it's like you don't know what you need until you get it, and you're like, I've been looking for this my whole life. Well, if you are 14 out there, that sounds a bit creepy. But if you are 14 out there and you're depressed and you're listening to the Black Parade by what's that band? My Chemical Romance, I think it is. I don't know, if you're listening to anything to do with skinny white guys wearing mascara, don't worry. Keep listening to that. It's better music than what we have right now. But at the same time, stay chill, you know? Don't be depressed. Just get yourself a bike when you turn 18 or whatever age it is that you can get a bike in your area. Ride the shit out of it. Blow a piston ring. Make sure you inhale as much as you can from that piston ring blowing out. And that's life. That's life in that. Like, once you inhale those piston ring fumes and really get them deep into your lungs, you don't really know what you've been searching for. You're lost, just in the dark void of the questions that are encircling you, like, I'm gonna die someday. Well, no, your MC22 will die before you. And that is sort of comforting, you know? It's like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna die someday, that's fine. My parents will die, I'm gonna die after them. If I have kids, they'll die too. I'll die before them. They'll get to watch me die. That's some deep shit. It's depressing. But the comforting thought of knowing that your MC22 CBR 250 RR 1980 something, the thought, or maybe 1990 something as well, if you're a baller, if you're getting one of those slightly newer ones, the thought of that machine, the thought of the humble machine killing itself, dying for you, before you, not just for you. that's a great thought. Yeah. I mean, it's not great for the bike, but you'll fix it. It's fine, and you'll get to. By the time you die, you would have already accepted death, because that engine will die like a million times before you even get to start thinking about your own death. And look, by then you'll be like, take me. I'm done. I'm cool. I've fixed this bike a million times. I've stacked this bike a million times. I've had many great memories a billion times. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all that matters. And I might be rambling on and on and on and on, and this might seem like a monologue to a great episode or a shitty one, but it's not. It's just me rambling on. It's 3 a.m. It is actually 3 a.m. Yeah. If you don't know the reference to that song, I'm sorry. And I just want to wish everyone a great holiday season. If you have time off work, enjoy it. Go out and ride. If you don't have a bike, go out and ride. Get yourself a bike. Don't steal one. You can, but it's not recommended. And go for a ride. And that is really the best thing you can do. Just go for a ride. Because if we all could, we would. That makes no sense. That's the most generic inspirational quote I've ever said. Fuck. So, if you are struggling out there with your engine, you just don't have any more reserved hope to get that MC22 or whatever bike it is out on the road, do it. Because it is the only thing to remind you that things will die, but at least they'll die before you. Maybe not. Maybe if you get a super reliable bike, you'll die before it, and that's good, but kind of defeats the purpose of owning an MC22. You know, watching it die over and over, it's kind of rewarding and costly at the same time. But hey, I mean, money does not mean shit. It's the experiences you have because of it. When, you know, just because you have money doesn't mean you're having a good time. Do you know when you are having a good time? When you're blowing all that money on fixing your MC22 / whatever it is, Ducati, Triumph, Kawasaki, most likely Ducati, or MV Augusta. Notice how I say not, you know, Suzuki or even Yamaha. Yamaha is great. Kawasaki. Look, I'll stop talking shit about brands except for Ducatis. That is the promise I'll make to you right now. But you know, like, just knowing that bike will die before you is great, because you can't tell when you're gonna die. I don't know why I'm talking about this so much. You can't tell when you're gonna die, but you can probably tell when your Ducati will die, because it's between the moments of now and sometime soon. It's not that big of a mystery, you know? And you just know that you'll fix it and ride it again. And that's great, because you can't fix yourself when you die. So until then, ride anything. A quad, a tricycle, your mountain bike. Like your BMX, your skateboard. But most importantly, your motorcycle. Okay? And on that note, I will leave you, ladies and gentlemen, alone. Please enjoy your time and stay tuned for another great year. And thank you for listening for this past year. I think we've done 3. You know, we started on either February or March this year, so we've done like a solid 9 months of this stuff, and we've done 15 episodes. That's a fair effort, I think. Wouldn't you say? We'll continue with next year. I want to pump out way more episodes next year if I have time, but I really want to. And hopefully we're getting better with it, because, like, man, we sucked at the start, and hopefully by the 100th episode, I'm not rambling on and on about useless shit and saying but I'm actually rambling on and on about useless shit without saying and it and and ooh and all of these lovely useful letters that you say when you don't know what to say. But yeah, it's a really mind-opening thing to let yourself go and not think about what the person that's listening to you thinks about what you're saying, you know. And that's what I try and do on this podcast, and it's kind of hard. It's kind of sort of, you know, laying it out there, because like, I'd like to think that people do, but I don't think many people I know can just like speak their mind publicly without really caring, or not caring, just without sort of putting it through a filter of what the person listening to you is gonna think, you know. And I sure can't do that yet. Like, I'm still sort of putting it through a filter. I'm trying very hard not to, but I think that just comes with practice and experience. So yeah, stay tuned, and hopefully we'll talk into your lovely ears next time. Thanks, guys.
Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, there's a tree in the Grand Hotel, one in the park as well. It's the sturdy kind that doesn't mind the snow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Toys in every store, but the prettiest sight to see is the holly that will be on your own front door. Sure, it's Christmas once more.